Okay, we should be live. What's going on, guys? Hopefully you're all doing well on this fine Monday evening. Yeah, we're live. We are live. We are live. Okay, cool. Let me just sort a couple of bits in the background and we'll get going. But yeah, decent weekend of boxing coming up. Obviously, the main fight, Derek Chisora versus Joseph Parker. Pretty interesting fight. Should it be pay-per-view? No. But nevertheless, I am somewhat looking forward to it. We have the return of Andy Ruiz Jr. against Chris Arreola. Once again, I've got no idea why that's on pay-per-view in the States, but it's going to be interesting to see how Andy Ruiz looks on his comeback, to see what sort of shape he's in. Obviously, we've been looking at the pictures on social media. It looks like he's put in work, but ultimately we'll only really find out on the scales. And you've even got Sonny Edwards versus Maruti Mutalane on Friday as well. So definitely a good weekend of boxing coming up. Real good weekend of boxing. Certain things to watch out for. And in the UK as well, this weekend's a bank holiday. So 3-day weekend basically, which is always good, man. So yeah, looking forward to this weekend. Looking forward to it. But yeah, big up to Haydar in the building straight away. Salute to Haydar. Hopefully you're doing well, bro. Yes, big up to Brandon Blanco. Yeah, I've had my say on that, to be honest with you, Brandon. There's loads of it on YouTube you can find out, but yeah. Has the forgotten, never existed Liam Smith had his fight in Russia yet? No, not yet, bro. But yeah, that's May 4th. Liam Smith versus Magamet Corbanov. Real good fight, man. I might actually do a prediction video for that fight, to be honest. That's a real good fight. That's a real good fight. I'm leaning towards Liam Smith actually pulling off the win in Russia. I think he might win it. Kurbanov's a good fighter, decent puncher, good hooker, but I don't think he's the greatest inside fighter in the world. So that's going to be a good war. That's going to be a war, that is. Big up to Nordic Warrior. Salute to you, sir. Yeah, I've noticed you've been gone Nordic for a few days, but then I realised your internet's out. But big up to Nordic. Big up to D. What do you think about Michael McKinson signing with Eddie Hearn? I think that's what he deserves after that win against Chris Congo. Looked pretty good in that fight. So, yeah, he's got what he deserves. He's got what he deserves. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. I've had no internet all week, bro. It's quite refreshing. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. See, I can't get away from it, man, because of work. I can't pick a winner between Corbanov and Smith. Maybe a slight edge to Corbanov, but I give Smith a very good chance. Yeah, it's a real competitive fight. It's a real competitive fight. And it should be one of those fights that's war, like pure violence. Neither guy really takes a backward step, to be honest. Both guys are about their business, fairly aggressive. So it should be a good fight. Should be a really good fight. You hit the nail on the head with your Adelaide video. Yeah, he lost that fight, D. He straight up lost that fight. I felt sorry for Kamil Sakalovsky. A real good journeyman, always comes to fight, you know, and he deserved the win that night. He's really good at what he does, man, Sakalovsky. He's a real proper journeyman, a real journeyman. He comes up in shape, always comes to fight, good chin. You know, he's a real journeyman. He's one of those guys where if you're not good enough, he will expose you. But if you're the real deal, you'll beat him. He's one of those guys, one of those sort of journeymen, really good at his job. Salute to Brandon. He said salute to Delboy and Nordic. Big up to you, sir. Smith loses, then he's out of the game, in my opinion. I would agree. Unless he wants to stick around for like domestic fights against the likes of Ted Cheeseman, Scott Fitzgerald. Those fights would still be available, but I think he would retire if he lost this fight. Jiho Park in the building. Big up to you, Jiho. Is Chisora versus Parker on DAZN? And if so, are you watching it on DAZN? No, it's on Sky Sports box office in the UK. In the US, it's on DAZN. But UK, it's a pay-per-view. but I certainly won't be paying for it, put it that way. Nordic says, I think Corbanov can keep long range. He can win clearly on points, but Liam is strong and tenacious enough to break him down in a brawl, a great fight. Yeah, I got respect for Liam Smith, actually, for going to Russia, chancing his arm. It's a hard fight. It's a hard fight. Big up to AA. Salute to AA Boxing and Blunts. I praise Adelaide for being old school in wanting a rematch straight away. A new school boxer wouldn't look and run it. Yeah, he wouldn't look to run it back and clean up the result. Yeah, that's true. He knows he needs to. He knows he needs to rematch Sakalovsky, and that's really the next fight for him. I'm doing good, Ethan, bro. I'm doing very good. Well, apart from it being a Monday, I'm doing okay. Remember when I told you that Adelaide was overlooking his opponents? Yeah, you were right, man. Because Sakalovsky came in there a week's notice, and basically beat him. I don't think he was taking him seriously. I really don't. But I've got so much respect for Kamil Sakalovsky. That guy, listen, he's not a full-time boxer. He's a part-time boxer. He's a journeyman, but he always turns up in shape. He always comes to fight. He's got a great chin, and he genuinely tries to test you. He's a real journeyman. That's what a journeyman is to me. Somebody where if you're not good enough, he will expose you, and that's exactly what Kamil Sakalovsky is. I'm streaming the Chisora Parker fight. Definitely not paying for that. I agree, bro. No, the Smith fight is next week on, I think it's Friday the 7th, I want to say. I'll big up to Matt, by the way, for the contribution. Salute to you, Matt. Nice of you to drop by. Hopefully you're keeping well. And yeah, good evening, mate. Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. It's nice weather in the UK right now, so can't really complain. I can't really complain. And there's some good fights coming up as well, so there's a lot to look forward to. With Ruiz versus Arreola, it's going to end up like Canelo versus Angulo. After that, they'll put Ruiz in with Ortiz, similar to Lara Canelo. I could see that. It's a good comparison, really. It's a good comparison. But I feel for you guys in the States, the fact that's on pay-per-view. I feel for you guys, man. And once again, by the way, big up to Matt. How do you give Sonny a chance this Friday against Mutalani? Probably not, Haydar. To be honest, if Mutalani's anywhere near his best, he should win that fight comfortably. But he is 38 years old. He's been out of the ring for quite some time now. I see why they've taken the fight. It's a gamble worth taking. But ultimately, if Mutalani is anything close to what he was in his last fight, he should win that fight with relative ease, in my opinion. Thoughts on Diane Garcia acting like a diva? I think he should be stripped, backpack. I think he should be stripped. Ultimately, if he's not mentally ready to fight Javier Fortuna, he shouldn't have a title, as far as I'm concerned. And bear in mind as well, this guy doesn't want to fight the full champion, Devin Haney. So, to me, Ryan Garcia should be stripped of his title. He should be stripped of his title, in my opinion. Camille fights anybody, anywhere. Yeah, indeed he does, man. And at short notice as well. What's your reaction to the Haney undercard and Buatsi undercard? To tell you the truth, Haydar, I've not seen any of the Haney undercard. So let me go on BoxRec to see if it's up. 1 second. But the Buatsi undercard is not too bad. I mean, McCarthy's defending his European title. So is Gamal Yafai. It's okay. It's okay. But, as for Joshua Buatsi, I mean, the guy's what? 3 weeks out and still not got an opponent. That doesn't really... It's not really a good sign, is it? So, yeah, you've got Devin Haney versus Linares, good main event. Martin J. Ward versus Azinga Fuzile. That's a really good fight. I think Martin J. Ward could lose that fight. Fuzile actually gave Rakhimov a real hard fight. a year or so ago. That's a good fight. And yeah, apart from that, it's like female boxing, which I'm not really interested in, but that's a good fight. Martin J. Ward versus Azinga Fuzile. That's a good fight. Big up to Carlos Mendoza. Chisora, Parker, Ruiz, Arreola, proper true heavyweight pay-per-view extravaganzas. A hint of sarcasm there. Big up to Naril. Hello, mate. Looking forward to Andy Ruiz fight. Not very much for Parker one. Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued to see how Andy looks, Naril. I want to see him on the scales to see what progress he's actually made with his weight loss. You know, the pictures on social media lead me to believe that he's doing quite well and he's actually training hard. But you know, we've heard this with Andy in the past, and he's turned up like a right mess. So yeah, we need to see him on the scales, old Big Andy. We need to see him on the scales. Sonny Edwards about to become the first boxing troll to win a world title. Listen, man, it could happen. If Mutalani is past his best, that could happen. I have to be honest, it could happen. I'm streaming it. No way I'm paying for it. Good man. Neither am I. Yeah, the Adelaide fight was a bad look, but I'm not writing him off yet like some. Adelaide has good movement and some nice skills there. Still confident he's going to go somewhere above domestic level, yeah. And he is still very young. He's like 23 years old, something like that. So he's still very young. He has decent power, good athletic ability, does the basics okay. He's definitely going to get better, but it goes to show he's a long way off like fighting the likes of Nathan Gorman, which that's what he was talking about. They need to pump the brakes with David Adelaide. They need to get that rematch, you know, try and decisively beat Sakalowski, and then go slowly from there. That's what they need to do, in my opinion. Nordic Warrior, he says, stripped of his fake interim title for not fighting fake champion Haney for his slightly more credible fake title. Basically, yeah, Nordic. Basically. But I think he should be stripped. Ryan Garcia using the classic 2021 no accountability for my actions excuse. Unfortunately, he'll get away with it. Indeed, he will. We've seen this with Dave Allen. We've seen it with Tyson Fury. Now Ryan Garcia is playing the same card. I said this previously in a live stream. In this day and age, mental health issues are basically being monetized by celebrities and sports stars, essentially, to put themselves out there. That's what it's being used as for the most part. Can't stand any of the 130. Sorry, can't stand any of the 135 guys. Hope that Kambosos fucks them all up. You can hope it, bro, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Kambosos is way too rudimentary, way too basic, way too slow, doesn't punch hard enough. Kambosos is going to get fucked up. Apparently, Boatsi's opponent is meant to be announced today or tomorrow. Interesting. I wouldn't mind it being someone like Isaac Chilemba, Haydar, or Shabransky, you know, someone along those lines. Kind of like guys who have fought in and around world level, experienced. Those are the sort of guys I want to see Boatsi fight next. Your thoughts on Johnny's last stream telling everyone to go F themselves, including you, Del? Listen, man, that guy's burnt his bridges, man. He's revealed what he is, man. He's a snake. Accusing Mark of what he accused Mark of is just fucking disgraceful, as far as I'm concerned. And that was somebody who was supposed to be a friend. Listen, man, I can't fucking trust snakes. So me and him are done. I've said that on the last stream. It's as simple as that. And on top of that, obviously, what he said about Gonzalo and his baby, not what he said, but insinuating to donate to him rather than Gonzalo and his cause, kind of thing. Yeah, I'm done with that shit, man. Whatever. It's no skin off my nose. Ultimately, it's no skin off my nose. I could give a fuck less, in all seriousness. Yo, Delboy, Adelaide's team is full of yes men. We all know how that ends up. Yeah, ask Dubois. Yeah. Adelaide needs a new trainer, someone like Shane McGuigan or Sims. Yeah. Maybe. But again, it's very early for David Adelaide. It's very early, so I wouldn't read. Listen, I wouldn't write him off, but he's got a lot to work on. Ruiz sucks in his gut in crazy amount of pigs. He seems like he's lost weight and good for him, but don't be trying to fool anybody. Yeah, exactly. The pictures I saw, he was definitely sucking in. You can tell he's made some sort of progress though. He's heading in the right direction now, Andy Ruiz. He's heading in the right direction. Yeah, listen, man, you weren't here, Nordic. Do you know what I mean? It's what he said to me is unforgivable. See, I'm tolerant of a lot of shit. I'm not one of these people I'm not for cancel culture or anything like that at all. And I'm not easily offended, but I don't like snakes. Right? That's all I'll say on the matter. Because I'm close with Mark here, and to accuse him of what he accused him of, it's just unforgivable to me. So if he can do that to Mark, he can do that to me. So I'm washing my hands of him, bro. Yeah, you're 100% right, Nordic. Social media and celebrity culture makes mental health so much worse because it's like you said before, Del, fetishizes and encourages it. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, listen, the whole Johnny shit is under the bridge to me. It is what it is. Like, I'm not on here to make personal relationships anyway. I'm cool with people, but at the end of the day, this is just online. Nobody here is going to bat for me. The only people who do that are people in real life. My family, my mum, my dad, my brother, and my best friends. That's it. They're the only people batting for me. So it's no skin off my nose. At the end of the day, I could really give a fuck less, if I'm being honest. Hence why I decided to go solo a long time ago with my channel. Just keep it on my own. Because ultimately, like I said in the last stream, if my channel is just me, then I've not got to be accountable for anything anybody else says. I'm accountable for what I say, kind of thing. But yeah, forget about that shit, man. Is Fitzgerald still British champion, or is he stripped? If so, should he do a rematch with Fowler or Cheeseman? Do you know what? No, Cheeseman is the British champion now. So Cheeseman is British champion. And yeah, Scott Fitzgerald's coming back this weekend against like a tune-up fight. And yeah, I think he should rematch those guys, to be honest. They'll make for great fights. So why not? Yeah, he is, yeah. Ted Cheeseman is the British champion right now. Hit me a like, drop the kid a super chat, official, man. Yo, official, when official goes off on somebody, yeah, you know they fucked up. Ruiz got the fat girls angles, bro. 100% Jim Jones. That's what I'm saying, man. Listen, it's a funny story. I got fucking catfished this week, man. Or no, last week. So obviously the way the world is right now, meeting new fucking females isn't the easiest. So I did a first, I done online dating, and got talking to this bird. Yeah, her profile pictures looked okay. Got a Snapchat, started talking to her, then she sent me new pictures, and yeah, she's really let herself go, man. So I was fuming, absolutely fuming. And yeah, basically I blocked contact from that point onwards, if I'm being honest. Yes, big up to official scorecard. Boxing science. Salute to you, sir. Thoughts on Troy Graham? I don't really know the guy, man, Nuril. I don't really know him, but he seems okay when I've seen him. When I've heard him on live streams, he seems okay. A bit of a contrarian, but he seems okay. At 126, I've got to go Gamboa, Brandon. Prime Gamboa versus Navarrete. I would more than likely go with Gamboa. Navarrete is definitely a threat. He could drop him, but I think Gamboa has a bit too much, a bit too dynamic, a bit too quick for Navarrete. Were you surprised at this is hilarious. Were you surprised at Andy Ruiz top 5 heavyweights naming Arreola instead of White? Not really, bro. Not really. That's Andy Ruiz for you. Yo, Delboy, do you reckon we can get another world champion on Friday? You mean Sonny Edwards? I doubt it because, listen, Mutalani, in my opinion, is one of the more underrated world champions in boxing. So if he's got what he once had, he'll win this fight easily. but he's 38 years old, been out of a ring now for a couple of years. So it's a risk worth taking for Sonny Edwards. Could he do it? Maybe, but he would need for Mutalane to be past his best, basically, well past his best. So I can't really see it. Pick a dream YouTube commentary team like G-Man, for example. I think G-Man would be good. Would actually be good for commentary. G-Man, I think Nordic. Nordic could be like the Larry Merchant, where he like pipes up every now and again and drops some jewels. So G-Man, Nordic. I might get Official on there as well. Like Official's more of a technical guy. He can break down the technical side of things. But we need a hype man. We need a hype man as well. I'm not sure on the fourth guy. Spielker versus Rozanski on the 22nd of May. Oh, Rozanski wins that fight easily. Not a chance in the world Dell gets catfished by a fatty. It happened, bro. It happened. No, that wasn't the Polish girl. That wasn't the Polish girl. No. This was like an English girl, as you can expect. Ruiz probably learned from Ryan about those angles to fake everyone out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The picks were like relatively recent, like maybe a couple of weeks ago. Jim Jones. Exactly, the 90s. Social media beefs, YouTube beefs are pointless. Social media in general, it's just best to be in and out for small periods of time and don't take it too seriously. Yeah. So personally, I don't actually use social media. I don't have a personal Facebook account or Twitter account or Instagram, nothing like that. I've got my YouTube channel, my Twitter channel, my Twitter account for boxing, and that's it. I don't use social media personally. To be honest, it's just not my thing. The funny thing is, Ruiz is the only boxer that is trying to look cute and put on an innocent girl face in every single one of his photos. He's a weirdo. Yeah, and I've seen him sucking in his gut in his pictures. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Could be another shock. Could be another shocking brick top decision, though. Yep. Yeah, that's true. Could be. Yeah, that's true, because Mutalane's fighting in the UK. If Edwards wins 4 rounds on like fan scorecards, he might get that fight. But there's every chance that Mutalane could stop Sonny Edwards, to be honest, D. To be honest, focus on facts rather than your emotions. Yeah, listen, Porky's okay, man. Porky's okay. I just got wound up that like some of his fanboys were commenting on my videos. That's all it really was, and I just kind of bit kind of thing. But yeah, he's okay, man. I don't agree with everything he says, but he's okay. He's a character, Porky. Don't really have a problem with him, if I'm being honest. Chris Arreola looks like a prison hard man. Ruiz looks like a fat little schoolboy. He does, yeah. You're right about both. Yeah, you are the Larry Merchant of the commentary team, Nordic. Full of spite when I say I'm praying Edwards gets iced on Friday. You're not the only one, bro. You are not the only one. I can't stand that guy, Sonny Edwards. Little fucking cockwomble, man. I can't stand Sonny Edwards. He's a decent little boxer, but not a big fan. We need a Burt, Sugar, or Montero, which is Minimax. Yeah, Minimax is good, man. Minimax is good. Imagine if we were the commentators for a boxing network. That would be incredible if it happened. Listen, man, when it comes to boxing coverage, like genuinely, there's a lot more talent on YouTube than there is on BT, Sky, DAZN, PBC. Like, a lot of these guys have no fucking clue what they're talking about. They've been to university, they've got a journalism degree, but they know nothing on what they're talking about. Yeah, they can structure their sentences in a professional way. They've got good camera presence, etc. But in terms of actually knowing the sport, most of these guys who cover the sport know fuck all on mainstream media, if we're being honest. Most of these guys know fuck all. Like guys like G-Man, Nordic, Mark, Official, the guys at BDA, You know, all of these guys, I get more boxing knowledge from these guys than I do mainstream channels. So yeah, if you go on Twitter, Haydar, and I think it's at Delboy94. Yeah, Delboy94 at Delboy94, but Delboy spelt with an I, so DELLBOI 94. I think Edwards wins by robbery. Yeah, if he stays on his feet and he wins a few rounds for 90s, you could be right. You could be right. Nothing beats Spency and Yella Beezy kissing on Instagram Live. That was nauseating, and he thought that was cool for social media. Yeah, Errol Spence's done to me now. Now he did that. I rate him as a fighter, but yeah, fuck that guy. What do you think of Lara's fight on the undercard of Russell? Oh, sorry. What do you think of Lara's fight on the undercard of Ruiz Arreola? Poor, real poor, man. He's fighting a guy called fucking Cornflakes, Erislandi Lara. And it's for the WBA regular middleweight title. He's fighting a guy called fucking Cornflakes. Say no more. And he's ranked like 113 on BoxRec, Lara's opponent. So that's garbage. Oh, you missed it, AZ. I did a face reveal on Mark's channel when he was doing the boxing, when he was doing the charity stream. I did a face reveal on Mark's channel. But you missed it, man. You missed it. And speak of the devil right here, man. G-Man Boxing. Salute to G-Man for the contribution, but this man, yeah, thinks I look like fucking Lee Selby when he fought Cambosos. Fuming. Absolutely seething. I've got a good mind to send you that money back, my good sir. Calling me fucking Lee Selby. I had all sorts of fucking people say I look like this guy, I look like that guy. Some guy said I look like some guy out of Peaky Blinders, I think Tommy Shelby or whatever his name is. This guy right here, G-Man, said I look like fucking Lee Selby. Fucking Mark called me the English Ryan Garcia. I was getting a whole host of terrible fucking comparisons. I couldn't believe it. Yes, big up to MMA champ in the chat. Salute to you, sir. Hopefully you're keeping well, bro. Nice to see you here, as always. Nice to see you here, man. But yeah, salute to MMA champ. Official could be the Harold Lederman guy. Okay, Del, 4-0, Manny Pacquiao. They're all company men. That's the big difference between them and the YTBC. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Big up to Ruben Guerrero. Salute to you, sir. The great thing about it would be even if a fight was total crap, we'd make it very entertaining with our commentary. Facts, man. Facts. His name's Cornflakes, bro. What's his name? Cornflakes Lamana or some shit like that? That's who Lara's fighting. Yep, Rivas versus Bryant Jennings, 18th of July for the vacant Bridgerweight belt, WBC. Yes, sir. To be fair, though, the fight itself, I don't mind. I actually don't mind that fight. First fight was really good. Rivas versus Jennings. It's not the fight I mind. I like the fight, actually. But that whole fucking Bridgerweight shit's garbage to me. Yeah, everyone's getting a regular belt now. Yo, Delboy, what do you reckon Warrington's going to get... Sorry, what do you reckon? Warrington going to get the job done in the second Lara fight? He can win the fight. It's whether he's got the temperament to win the fight. If he decides to... If he elects to trade with Lara again, he gets knocked out because he's not a puncher. He's not as strong as Lara. Lara's going to engage him and catch him again. Warrington needs to get in and out, in and out, in and out. You know, he needs to... Fire his attack, get out. Fire his attack, get out. And take it on a round-by-round basis. Because when Warrington was doing that, when he was actually getting out of a pocket and not staying there too long, he was actually having quite a bit of success against Lara. But he just sat there too long. And he got fucking caught and he got knocked out. So he can win the rematch if he gets his tactics spot on. But it's a hard fight. It's a hard fight. I wouldn't be able to tell you right about now. I'd need to think about it. I would need to think about it. But I want to see that fight again. I want to see that fight again. Yeah, the WBA belt you get free in a box of cornflakes, pretty much. Unrivaled boxing talk. Do you think Rigo fight could catch fire? Been disappointed with Rigo fights. Don't know if it will be worth watching. Yeah, I think it will be because, listen, Casemiro is a guy who fucking comes forward. He throws a million punches. He's got power. He's very aggressive. Guillermo Rigondeaux now, his legs have gone, in my opinion. He's not as fleet-footed anymore. He'll stay in the pocket and trade a lot more than he used to. So I think because Rigondeaux is getting older, and given the sort of fighter that Casemiro is, I think that could be a bit of a barn burner, believe it or not. I think it could be a good fight. Yeah, G-Man with the death stare. You couldn't outdo G-Man in a face-off. You really couldn't. Del does a face reveal, immediately gets followed by Andy Ruiz. Yeah, better looking than Andrew Selby, I guess. I used to show my face, but I'm camera shy. Yeah, it's just it's more so for me, Nordic. It's more so like just I value my privacy, but because it was for a good cause, so I thought, why not? Let's do it. But yeah, that's taking the piss, isn't it? The English Ryan Garcia, that is taking the piss. That's taking the piss. Yeah, listen, Jim Jones. There's nothing wrong with making a bit of cash out of a hobby, but I never ask people, to be honest. If people are feel free if you want to, kind of thing, and if they do, they do. They don't, kind of thing. I'm grateful for what comes in because it's nice to get something out of spending all this time doing the channel. But my channel was unmonetized for a long time, so. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It's nice to get a bit of change for your hobby, but regardless of that, I'd still do this anyway, kind of thing. I'd still do it. Good fight, Jared. Real good fight. What do you think of Donaire versus Ubali? Yeah, real good fight. It depends on how much Donaire has left. If it's the same Donaire from the Inoue fight, then he's got a great chance of knocking Ubali out, to be honest. But Donaire's at that age now where the wheels could fall off at any point. And that's really hard to, tell before until they get in the ring with each other. So very good fight. I've got no idea who I'd pick in that fight right now. Best boxing YouTubers are British and Irish, not really into the Yank ones at all. Yes, most of the guys I follow are British or Irish, I guess. Nothing against American channels. But I've not really been looking for new channels, to be fair. I've not really been looking for new channels. Yeah, Jiho Park. Cornflakes looks like a nerd from a cheesy high school sitcom who would be shoved into lockers by the bullies, yeah. That's a good point, yeah. What is happening with this fight? The Hellenius Kalnaki rematch. What the fuck is happening? I've got no idea, D. Because that fight was supposed to happen in the first quarter of this year, like March time. But yeah, never happened. I think Warrington should avoid Navarrete like the plague. I agree, Jared. I think Navarrete would beat the hell out of Josh Warrington. Beat the hell out of him. Oh, me too, Simon. I'll be streaming the Chisora pay-per-view. Ryan Garcia basically scared to lose against Fortuna. If you gave me a chance to box for the WBC lightweight title, I'd 100% take it. Ryan Garcia is scared. Yeah, Ryan Garcia right now is moving crazy. Ryan's moving crazy out here. I think Warrington will have... Yeah, I've just gone there already. I think Rigondeaux might quit like he did against Loma. Well, once you've done it once, you can do it again, I guess. But I think he's got a puncher's chance in that fight, Rigondeaux. Like, Casemiro is more his size. In fact, Rigondeaux's a bit bigger, so Rigondeaux's legs have totally gone, right? And Casemiro has the volume and the aggression. I've got a feeling Casemiro's going to dog him and stop him late. But Rigondeaux in that fight does have a puncher's chance. Casemiro has been knocked out before. Defensively, he's there to be hit. If he gets caught by a big left hand coming in, Rigondeaux could definitely knock him out. It's a good fight. Yeah, G-Man says, I think Rigondeaux is there for the taking. We'll wear him down and stop him. Rigondeaux hasn't got his legs anymore. I totally agree. Yo, you know who it is, and you know where I am. Salute to Apology Man. Big up to you, sir. Big up to Minimax Boxing in the house. Salute to Minimax. If you want to dance, you got to pay the band. Facts. G-Man with a Wilfred Benitez stare down. Yeah. Now, if he gets stopped, he gets stopped. Ruben. If he gets stopped, he gets stopped. I want to see that fight, though. It's a good fight. I think that's the best fight for Rigondeaux right now because it's competitive. He could lose, but he definitely has a chance. That stare down, Mark will never let it down. Nor should he, G-Man. Nor should he. When Hearn takes over the Zone programming, he should do a roundtable discussing the program of boxing YouTubers along the lines of the old Sunday supplement program on Sky on Sunday mornings. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, J-Dev. See, I don't know whether I could do it though. Go on like TV and shit. I don't think I could do it. Yes, big up to Gerard in the chat. Salute to Jerome Benjamin, Evening Delboy Selby, and the members of the chat. Yeah, but yeah, I'm doing good, Gerard, man. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. See, Minimax thought I looked like Mr. Beast, that YouTuber. Fucking Pigeon thought I looked like Tommy Shelby out of Peaky Blinders. Jerome thought I looked like fucking Lee Selby, as did G-Man. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, that was another bad one, Jared. A combination of Luke Campbell and Justin Bieber. He was way off there. Way off. Yeah, the English Mayweather. Oh dear. Will you be doing any watch-alongs for Parker versus Chisora? More than likely not, Haydar. More than likely not. Maybe, but I doubt it. I doubt it. When I saw that, my first thoughts were some kind of wanted poster. Do not approach this man. Yeah, you could put it in black and white and have like old cowboy font on it, like a bounty poster. That's what you could do, man. Pigeon said G-Man looks like a bit like Matthew Macklin, and I can't unsee it now. Yeah, until he said that, I never saw it. But when Pigeon said that, I saw Matthew Macklin in G-Man. There are some similarities there. Not for a long, long time, Carlos. Not for a long, long time. G-Man says he can't see it in regards to looking like Matthew Macklin. Well, G-Man, I can't see you looking like Lee Selby, but there you go. You know how I feel now. Ryan Garcia is not ducking, it's just his mental health. Man, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that, bro. I'm really not. That's what he says. Who knows? Maybe it could be something else in the background. I mean, look at the Tyson Fury situation. Look at the Tyson Fury situation. Yeah, I think Rigondeaux's he's got a puncher's chance, Gerard. He's got a puncher's chance. Del, who was that heavyweight boxer set to fight Wilder, but he got a cut? Sorry, but his face got cut bad. Was his name Rodriguez? Oh, David Rodriguez. Yeah, David Rodriguez. Yeah. David Rodriguez. Apology, man. Nordic Warrior, that video you did on Liberian was savage. For fuck's sake. Yeah, pussy and views. Pussy and views. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Haydar. It's okay. The whole match, fight camp thing with fans. It'll be interesting to see on TV, I guess. But I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want to go. I think Mr. Goff looks like Nick Grimshaw. Conor Benn must be pissed he won't become a Sky Sports pay-per-view star now that Hearn is going to DAZN. Yeah. Unless, like, maybe Sky have a separate contract with him. Who knows? I doubt it. But yeah, he must be pissed. This is another one. You look like a combination of Mr. Beast and Harry Kane. For fuck's sake, man. Jim Jones, I don't know for sure, but it's just common sense. His reactions when accused are a big giveaway. Okay, so yeah, this is what you got to deal with in like the whole boxing community, AA boxing and blunts. Hence why usually I keep to myself, especially on this channel. Hellenius is now calling out the winner of Ruiz Arreola. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't complain. Yeah, Ryan Garcia duck. Sky Sports hyping Eubank Morrison like it's a world title fight. Yeah, it's an embarrassment. That's a complete mismatch. Complete mismatch. Morrison could get seriously hurt in that fight. I kid you not. Yeah, exactly. I'm tired of all this mental health nonsense in boxing. G-Man looks like a young Steve Staunton. I can see that as well. Can you imagine Frank Smith taking over Matchroom when Eddie retires? Absolute nightmare. Yeah, he's not got. I don't think he's got what it takes. Michael Bufor. I don't think he's got what it takes. Frank Smith. I don't think he's a great talker. Doesn't really get you hyped. The state of a guy, man, he just winds me up. Yeah, if it was, listen, man, if it was the Rigondeaux who fought Donaire, he knocks out Casemiro, but that guy's long gone. That guy's long gone. Long gone. Tank Davis is a spitting image of a Cabbage Patch Kid. Oh dear. Yeah, I think he's suffering with his mental health about as much as Fury was. Complete bollocks. I agree, Gerard. It's one of those things in modern society where if you say that, you can't be questioned. Do you know what I mean? It's like a convenient cop out for a lot of things. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but at the same time, a lot of people use that far too often when really there's no problem at all. We're just, Yeah, David Rodriguez is David Rodriguez is a YouTuber now, makes good videos. I'll have to check him out, Nordic. I'll have to check him out. Yeah, Ryan's talking rubbish. He's talking rubbish. I just want to see him fight again. I want to see him fight Fortuna, see how he gets on. That's all I want to see as a boxing fan. By the way, lads, if you could smash the like, I'd be much appreciated. My ex used to say I look like Cillian Murphy. See, that's the guy who plays the guy out of Peaky Blinders, isn't it? That's what Pigeon said I look like, the guy in Peaky Blinders. I was like, what the fuck, man? Come on, son. When I see Nordic Warrior's name, I always think of Robert Hellenius. Me too. David Copperfield. Me too. Yeah, I agree, Wizard Sleeve. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'd say whoever refs the Morrison fight will stop it quick. I think so as well. I think they all know what's going on there. Hopefully it's Howard Foster, because he'll stop it super quick. He'll stop it super quick if it's Howard Foster. That's Marius Wack, Serendipity. Good old Marius Wack. Salute to DW23. Yeah, exactly. It's Marius Wack and his massive chin. That chin in itself is a fucking weapon. The amount of shit you could do with that chin. You could break boulders, cut diamonds. You do what you want. You can do what you want in life with a chin like that. Oh, Marius Wack. He's got a bigger chin than David Coulthard, I would say. Yeah, it's not going to happen, Mr. Relaxvo. It's not going to happen. It's not even worth a cheeky fiver. It's so unlikely to happen. It's not worth it. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, when Coogan asked Eddie about what happens with IFL now he's moving to the zone. Finally, people will see IFL for what it is without all the exclusive or first air content. Yeah. Coogan basically just got there first, if we're being honest. I don't think he's he's not a particularly great interviewer, in my opinion. Not really. Don't get me wrong, he's good at getting a boxer on side and getting to know them personally and having like a friendly conversation, but I don't think he's necessarily all that knowledgeable about boxing per se. And yeah, I don't think he's necessarily a great interviewer. I really don't. Cillian Murphy is the Scarecrow from Batman, yeah. The Ryan Nonsense made BBC Sport homepage when most fights don't. Says it all you need to know about the BBC. Very good point. Very good point, David Copperfield. Yeah, I've never believed it, the 90s. I've never believed it, that whole Fury story. Maybe it was true, but it was very convenient. It was just very convenient when that all came up, given what he was going through in the ring in terms of his in-ring career with, the PEDs, etc., the Klitschko rematch. It was just very convenient. It's strange for Ryan to fake mental health. No, looks like his career's on the upward trajectory. What does he gain from faking mental health? Publicity. We know how the media view mental health now. It's almost like a badge of honor kind of thing. People celebrate it almost. And yeah, if you're somebody who's someone and you say you've got mental health issues, the media are going to cover it. Like David said above in the chat, BBC News even covered it. So in terms of publicity, Ryan's getting a lot out of it, kind of thing. Yeah, Fury beat Vlad, partied hard, and then thought, oh fuck, I got a rematch. Pulled out with the mental health card because he was out of shape. Garcia's been calling everyone out, and now he's panicked. You could be right. Yeah, he does actually look a little like Galotta in this picture. He does. Yeah, imagine the pickaxe made from Marius Wack's chin. Yeah, Coulthard's is wider, but Marius Wack's is longer. Yeah. Fucking David Coulthard looks like a hammerhead shark. Fury only lies when his lips move. Oh yeah, that whole card was a joke, JB Low. That whole card was a joke. But like I said earlier, man, in a previous stream at some point, boxing fans will complain about that card, and I can see why. Don't get me wrong. Ultimately, that card was full of degeneracy and God knows what else. But at the end of the day, if boxing was delivering year in, year out, there wouldn't be a place for such a card in boxing. But because boxing continues to fuck itself, cards like that can actually get traction. So boxing only has itself to blame that the likes of Jake Paul are invading and doing what they're doing. So yeah, boxing fans, yeah, they can complain about Jake Paul, but it's just a symptom of where boxing's at right now. After decades of mismanagement, corruption, etc., etc. Yeah, uppercut wax chin at your own peril. Yeah, you're gonna break your hand, bro. Matchroom Media are gonna pick up all the DAZN news. Yeah, more than likely. My mate Gunter's got a chin like Whack. Looks a bit like him too. Yeah, Whack's chin can mine gold. Yeah, I'm not a fan of IFL TV. I'm not a big fan. Yeah, Coogan is basically a fanboy. He's no Larry Merchant. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Coogan only got into boxing because he was Hatton's bag carrier. Yeah, people forget that. People forget that. Coogan is meh. I think Ty and Booth roast. Sorry, Coogan is meh. I think Ty and Booth roast him is a bit too much though. It's kind of funny. Apology. It is kind of funny. Do you anticipate Ghislaine Maxwell to drop Barry Hearn's name when her trial starts? Can you imagine? Yo, that'll be YouTube gold, serendipity. So I hope she does. I hope she does. Can you imagine? But of course, this is all alleged. Of course. Yeah. Listen, man. The whole undercard is full of mismatches. Haydar. The Chisora Parker card is full of mismatches. The main event is the main event itself I quite like. I've got no problem with a main event, but if you put that on pay-per-view, the card has to be stacked, like real stacked, and it's not. It's not. Wax Chin could destroy the one ring. Wax Chin could destroy the Infinity Stones. Yeah, I think Mufalani will beat Edwards quite comfortably. LT, I think he will. I think he'll destroy him comfortably. Yeah, he does a bit. Yeah, he looks like Quagmire a bit. Yeah, neither did I, Stephen. Never believed that Fury mental health BS. Giving bums shoes left nut. Wasn't he supposed to donate the Wilder purse? Laughing my ass off. Yeah, and that was never proven. So, yeah. But yeah, I've never been convinced by what Tyson says. Very talented fighter, don't get me wrong, but as a person, can't really be trusted. Yeah, most boxing interviewers are fanboys. There's an underlying insecurity about interviewing fighters if the interviewer wasn't a fighter himself. Adam Catterall and Gareth the Arsehole Davis are prime examples. Yeah, I'm not a fan of either one of those guys. Adam Catterall, yeah, he's the guy on BT, right? The guy who does the UFC as well, Adam Catterall, like the shaved hair. If that's the guy you're talking about, looking at that guy's got the beadiest, darkest eyes I've ever seen. Like, that guy cannot be trusted by looking at him. I wouldn't trust him. I really wouldn't. Yeah, he must have got shook by the Campbell knockdown. He probably got some plastic surgery and to get a whack chin. Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Yeah, Fury's a slimy grifter. So the Munguia card got postponed. So the opponents got pulled out, and yeah, it's going to be July, I believe, Jared. That Munguia card. Hopefully they can reschedule the fight with Selecki. I think that's a good fight for Munguia. Yeah, Jake Paul's a wind-up merchant. A lot of combat sports fans are rattled. It makes me laugh, to be honest. Yeah, exactly. They get upset about Jake Paul, but on the flip side, they'll let go of certain corruption. They'll give certain fighters passes. They'll give certain promoters passes when they're damaging the sport. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul is not a big problem. Jake Paul is not a big problem in boxing. He's not. Fury sucks and Wilder sucks even more. Listen, I think Fury is a good fighter. I think he's a very good fighter, but I'm just not a fan of the guy personally. And I haven't been for a long, long, long time. I expect John Fury to point out the little black book in the presser. You never know. You never know. If you're willing to miss out on multi-million paydays because of mental health, I'd like to think it's because of a valid reason. Hard to see mental health being a thing to do unless you're on decline. But again, though, Ryan's not a guy who solely relies on boxing to make money. That guy is, listen, whether you like it or not, Ryan is extremely marketable. He can get involved with advertisement, TV spots. Who knows? Maybe acting in the future. The guy's got a lot of doors in the future where he can go through, and this sort of topic is porn to a lot of these large media companies. It makes him even more attractive to having the future on certain projects. So I'm not convinced by Ryan Garcia and what he's saying. And like I said earlier, if he's not mentally ready to fight Javier Fortuna, he should be stripped of that belt, in my opinion. That's how I see it. I agree, yeah. Conor Benn should fight Michael McKinson, going on like he beat Mayweather. I agree. I think that's a good fight for him. I would say Michael McKinson, then David Avanesian. That's what I would say. In my opinion, Fury was kidnapped and was a victim of MK Ultra and its programming. Look at his behavior when he debated gay rights campaigners to now. Yeah, I think basically, I don't think it's as sincere as that. Ultimately, he realized he can continue being himself or sell out. He chose the latter. He basically sold out to become a corporate type of guy like Joshua, like the guy he criticized this whole time. See, listen, we all know Joshua's a shill, but he's been honest about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's done that from day one. Tyson went from man of the people to basically being a generic athlete like a lot of these guys are. So exactly, there's a whole host of reasons why Ryan could be doing what he's doing. Due schedule, money tactics, victimhood, PR, reason to reschedule a fight, ducking, etc. 100%. 100%. Oh yeah, Gareth A. Davis is a fucking clown. LT. He's the Tyson Fury fanboy, Gareth A. Davis. He is a Tyson Fury fanboy. Yeah, exactly, Haydar. White Povetkin undercard is the level that the Chisora Parker undercard needs to be. 50-50s. Yeah, exactly. Cheeseman versus Metcalf, great fight. Congo versus McKinson, great fight. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be sending a message to Tom Gray later because I won a year subscription to Ring Magazine and 2 items of merch clothing, including T-shirt, but there's no sign of a merch yet. Yeah, send him a harshly worded letter, Gerard. That Scottish guy from IFL is the wettest guy as well. I love that saying, man. Yeah, he's not great. I think the best guy in IFL is Oscar. I think his name's Oscar. Oscar Bevis, I think his name is. He's not too bad. He's not too bad. I don't think he's that bad, Jakov. I don't think he's terrible. Not great, don't get me wrong, but he's not too bad. Andy from IFL always trying to Andy from IFL is always trying to ingratiate himself with fighters making out he's like their mate. Totally cringe. Needs to take lessons from Colin Hart. Absolutely not, BG London. Absolutely not. I'm seriously considering calling out Jake Paul when the gyms reopen. Could be my key to my early retirement. Dear. Yeah, he probably played a character, now it's really him. If you play a character long enough, you almost become that person, kind of thing. Yeah, John Fury's an idiot. I'm not a fan of John Fury. He was kind of funny when he first come on the scene, but yeah, now it's the same old thing over and over again. The Fury I really like Peter Fury. I like Peter a lot. But and I like Huey as well. Not really a big fan of his style, but I like Huey as a person. I like Huey as a person. Yeah, he is now though, Stephen. He's out here kissing men at weigh-ins, man. He is now. He sold out well and truly, Tyson Fury. He sold out well and truly. I think Ryan Garcia is one of those guys who got lost in the money entail. He's already got 2 kids. This dude will be on a future ESPN 30 for 30 broke. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I hope not for his sake, but maybe. Most people eventually grow out of ignorant views, Most people eventually grow out of ignorant views. Fury might have opened his eyes. Yeah, maybe. But I doubt it. I just think somebody had a word with him and he decided to go that new route. Yeah, Garcia's probably having a hissy fit like a diva. Plus, he's got the big big gay following backing him up to pause. Yeah, mental health is today's go-to excuse for everything, 100%. And again, I'm not saying it's not real whatsoever. Of course, it's real, but a lot of people rinse that far too often, and they muddy the waters. In my opinion, I think they muddy the waters. How come Ben Davison gets so much hate as a trainer? What's wrong with him? I think a lot of fans are like very traditional when it comes to boxing. They want to see somebody go through the ranks and do things properly. They see Ben Davison as a guy who basically came out of nowhere and got the biggest gigs in boxing, essentially, training the likes of Billy Joe, Josh Taylor, Tyson Fury, without really putting any work in or any, do you know what I mean? I think that's why that's why they doubt Ben Davison. Listen, I don't dislike Ben Davison as a person. I don't know him, obviously. I'm just not convinced by him as a trainer. That's all I'm saying. I'm not convinced by Ben Davison at all. Maybe he'll be good. Who knows? But the Josh Taylor Jose Ramirez fight is a big test for him, not only for Taylor but for Ben Davison as well, because that's a very hard fight. I'm not sure, Jakov. I'm not sure. I just think he realised what he needed to do to become a star, and he chose to do it. Jake Paul is the most famous white American boxer. In fact, he might be the most famous American boxer now. He is, in terms of numbers and shit and stuff like that. He generates a lot of money. Haydar, he says, you sound a bit like Oscar Bevis. Maybe. So I never listen to my voice back. Rarely I listen to it back. I can't stand my voice, I'll be honest. So I never really listen to it back. Big up to Jack C. Yeah, I addressed it a little earlier, Jack C. He's a bit smarmy, ain't he, Rob Tebbett? He's a bit smarmy, to be honest. But I think he's a genuine boxing fan, though. I will give Rob Tebbett that. I think he's a genuine boxing fan. He knows a lot about the sport, So I do have some time for Rob Tebbett, but he is a bit smarmy at times. Good fight. Yeah, I like this fight. Huey Fury, David Price. Yeah, good fight. I actually think Huey knocks him out, Jared. But I like that fight. Eddie could sell Shannon Courtney and Sugar Ray Robinson as a 50-50 fight. Yeah, Eddie could sell Sands to the Arabs, Ice to the Eskimos, etc., etc. He really could. Yeah, I saw that video, Nordic, years and years ago. Not when he first uploaded it, but I saw it a few years ago. Yeah, hit the like, you tight fuckers. Only 24 likes and 35 of us in here. Yeah, smash the like, man. Hit the like. Tebbett's my favourite interviewer. Yeah, I think he's the best of this bunch, to be honest. I think he is probably... Yeah, I'd say he is the best of this bunch. He's not too bad. I just think he's a little bit smarmy at times, but... Yeah, he's decent at his job, Rob Tebbett. He's decent at his job. He's definitely better than the IFL guys. And I would say he is definitely the best in the UK. I don't mind Radio Raheem. I think he's okay. but I've not seen him for a little while, Radio Raheem. But to tell you the truth, I'm not really a guy who watches a lot of boxing interviews. Look, I'm not one of these guys who like watches a lot of a pre-fight build-up. Never have been. Yeah, that is a good fight, Haydar. McKinson versus Jenkins, a good fight for the British welterweight title. Yeah, I like that fight. That is a good fight. That's the sort of fight McKinson deserves now, Haydar. That's a good fight. Who should Navarrete fight next? He's my favourite fighter at 126. Yeah, man, he's putting in work. Navarrete, some real good not good performances technically, but some real fan-friendly performances. The guy comes to fight, throws a lot of punches, aggressive, he's got power. Yeah, listen, at 126, I just want to see him fight the other top guys. I mean, I'd love to see him fight Maurizio Lara. I think that'd be a great fight. But those two guys are friends, so it's not going to happen. I'd love to see Navarrete versus Gary Russell Jr. I think that'd be a great fight. Yeah, using mental health to back up. Using mental health off the back of losses don't sit right with me. Like when Courtney used it for the backlash after her loss and diva behavior, but uses social media to build her brand and make money. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And let's be honest, yeah, if you lose a fight, you're supposed to be depressed. You're supposed to be depressed. And that really isn't depression. That's situational depression, where something in the moment in your life makes you unhappy. That's situational unhappiness. That's situational depression. That's not clinical depression. But people muddy the waters and conflate the two. They're not the same. Everybody goes through bad periods in life. Something bad happens. You're sad for a while. That's just life. But every time that's happened, I've never said, oh, I'm depressed. I need some time out. I just got to get on with it. I don't have that luxury, man, kind of thing. I just got to get on with it. And that's what people are being taught now. It's okay to relieve yourself of responsibilities when things get a little tough. That's all that really does, to be honest. That's all that really does. Yeah, crazy D3. Big up, Dale. How far do you think Cash will go at middleweight? Do you know what? I was actually impressed with Felix Cash. I didn't think he'd win that fight. He looked strong. He looked powerful. He was closing the distance very quickly. Very strong. Yeah, man. He done a great job against Denzel Bentley. I'd like to see him fight Signani for the European title next. Crazy D3. I think he wins that fight. He can definitely be a European champion, Felix Cash. And he'll definitely be in some real fun fights. He's got a nice style. Real fun fighter to watch. Comes to fight, decent power. Yeah, that was the best performance of his career because up until that point, I really wasn't impressed with Felix Cash. So yeah, I think he can be European champion. Jarrett Hurd, Brian Castano. I'd say Castano on points. He became so open-minded that his brain fell out. Yeah, looking like a camp tennis coach doesn't help Ben Davison. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, all that happened. All that happened was Daniel Kinahan got in Fury's ear. That's what I'm thinking. Rob. I just think he comes across a little douchey at times. Yeah, but he's a good interviewer. He is a good interviewer. I'm not going to deny that. He'll actually ask some hard questions at times to Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. Again, not super hard questions, but he'll actually, put them on the spot a little bit. Yeah, calling Price and Bell you gay lovers was Fury's peak in terms of comedy. Absolute hilarious interview. Yeah. Yeah, that's on Channel 5 as well. Yeah, Robin Michelle Joy Phelps beef is funny, yeah. Yeah, Rob Tebbett's knowledge is deep. He runs rings around Ade on his podcast. Big difference. Yeah. I think Ade is more corporate though. He's not necessarily a big boxing fan. He's a casual boxing fan. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. But again, Ade is very good at what he does. He's very good at what he does. Yeah, big up to Adam Scott. Big up to Adam Scott. I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing not too bad. Not too bad at all. Marcus Maidana, late stoppage, Carlos. I think Maidana had more heart than Matisse. Matisse was actually a bit better technically, but I think Maidana would break him down in a firefight. Shame we never got that fight. Yeah, Tebet is smarmy, just quite a lot better than anyone else currently interviewing. Don't know why more talented people haven't come into that sport. Yeah, it's because boxing is a niche sport. Really, there's not real money to be made. Sorry, in boxing, there's no real money to be made. If you want to start a YouTube channel, yeah, I would advise you guys do not do it on boxing because it's not exactly a high traffic area. Boxing on YouTube. Yeah, you could actually hit it lucky and get a few thousand subs and whatnot, but it's not a massive, money maker, boxing. Tebet is too pandering. Chisora was straight onto that. Yeah, Andy's okay. Andy Purawal, whatever his name is. Yeah, he's not too bad. Exactly. Interviewing does seem to be a nightmare, to be honest. If you're talented, rather be doing something else instead of kissing a promoter's ass for some views. Exactly. Andy Purawal can barely structure a sentence. Yeah, boxing is becoming watered down, Nordic Warrior. Boxing is definitely becoming more watered down. And this was always coming. Boxing really was just like a sport where it took longer. And we see things in boxing now where we wouldn't really see them 10 years ago. Certain things in boxing, what's going on right now, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think fans should chill out with Campbell Hatton. Still more to come, but very raw. Yeah, listen, from what I saw of Campbell Hatton in that pro debut, he doesn't really have a high level of natural talents. But Conor Benn looked pretty bad on his pro debut, but he's come along a long way. So you never know. But from what I've seen of Campbell Hatton, I don't think there's much there, to be honest. I really don't. I don't think there's much there. Why is everyone under 30 softer than a pillow? Most are, bro. Most are. I'm one of the OGs in my generation, I would say. One of the OGs. As is Nordic, he's under 30 as well. But yeah, a lot of people these days are too sensitive and too entitled, I think the term is, the correct term for people in my generation. A lot of people are very entitled now. Allergic to responsibility and things like that. But it is what it is, man. I think a lot of kids these days are mollycoddled and they never really grow out of it. They never grow out of it. That's one thing I'm grateful for growing up poor. I always kind of had to find my own way from a young age anyway. And I think in the long run, you don't think it at the time, but you're better off for it in the future. You're much more appreciative of a pound note. And you're not scared to work a hard day's work. You have to do it, man. And a lot of people these days they expect things to come to them far too easily without necessarily putting in the work, etc., etc. So, yeah, a lot of people these days are just far too entitled. Jake Paul said Tommy Fury's girlfriend slid into his DMs, before she went into Fantasy Island. It's possible Jake's got serious cheese. Yeah, he does. He does. And that's what those sort of girls are after, man. You know, those influencers. They want a ticket to fame. So yeah, it could be true. It could be true. Yeah, people are being taught to play the victim, but that will just exasperate the problem. Even in the shit situation, there is a positive to take that. There's a positive. Take that and move on. Yeah, 100%. I always thought of like hardship as it's almost like fuel in a way. If you take a match to fuel, it's going to ignite, right, and consume you. If you set a light to fuel, but you can use it to power yourself and motivate yourself to get better and do good things. And again, I've not nailed it, but everything I do have, I've worked fucking hard for. All, you know, the savings, what I've got in my life, I've worked hard for. I've never had anything handed to me. Every single penny I've got, I've never, you know, I've kind of made it myself. So, and I'm not rich by any means, by the way. So don't get that impression. I'm not. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. And you think our generation is bad. Think about the next generation. I'm glad I'm retired, to be honest, although I get a bit bored sometimes, yeah. I think I'll be the same, Gerard. If I didn't have millions in the bank, I would get bored quick. I'd get bored quick. Who knows? Maybe you do have millions in the bank, Gerard. Who knows? Yeah, Felix Cash and Callum Johnson are both excellent to watch. Need more of this. I agree. I thought it was a good card, J-Dav. Felix put in a great performance. The Callum Johnson fight for 2 rounds was very exciting. I actually quite enjoyed the Sakalowski Adelaide fight until the decision. So it was a good card. It was a good card. Now every time Courtney doesn't look good, people will be walking on eggshells, critiquing her in fear they trigger another breakdown, and she doesn't want to do interviews for half a year. Yeah, exactly. A big up to Truthsome, by the way. I'm appreciative swerves and curves, man, and straight talkers who take responsibility in life, who got straight right hands. Facts, bro. I'm tall and wiry with a straight right hand. 100%, man. 100%. But yeah, that's all life's really about, man. Like that's all been. All you've got really as a man, in my opinion, is your word. And you've got to be emotionally strong for other people, kind of thing. That's what being a man really is about. It's like a lot of people these days curtailed their emotions far too easily. When, you know, being a man, I guess, is ultimately a man is supposed to manage his emotions much better, no matter what the situation is, you know, to basically come out of that situation in the best way possible. I'll give you like the most like dramatic example would be, let's say you and your wife are in bed and your kids are asleep, right? And you hear somebody break into your house, right? At that moment, as a man, you still feel the fear, you still feel the anxiety, you feel the terror. But ultimately, it's down to you to manage those emotions and protect your family. As a man, that's your responsibility. That's the like biggest case scenario in regards to managing your emotions. And I think you should take that approach to everything in life. What goes wrong, you know? You try and manage those emotions, take stock of what's happened, and move on the most efficient way possible, essentially. Instead of wallowing in self-pity and asking people to give you a handout. That's not attractive at all, you know, for a female, for example, or anything like that. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. You got to be dependable, ultimately. I guess really that's the thing. Dependable and, you know, take responsibility and be a rock kind of thing. Be stoic. But I'm talking out my arse. I'm not a fucking doctor, am I? I'm not a fucking doctor, so... Again, if I was on mainstream TV, I'd get cancelled quickly for my thoughts on men's mental health, but there we go. And again, I'm not saying it's not a real thing. I'm not trying to put it down or anything like that, but All I'm saying is a lot of people use it as a convenient out for a lot of things. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ade's good at connecting general sports fans with boxing fans. I agree. I agree. Want to make money and get loads of views on YouTube? Upload Harry Potter lore videos. Thousands of views per day for repeating the same old crap. Trust me. That's interesting. Yeah, I feel you, Stephen. I feel you. I feel you. No, I never saw it, LT. I never saw it. I know some of the guys on Discord were watching it, but I never saw it. Delboy, did you ever see Jamie Hearn on Jeremy Kyle? Was hilarious. Nope, I never saw it. I know Jamie Hearn. Didn't he fight Chad Dawson back in the day? Yes, big up to Mad Chad. Great channel, by the way, Mad Chad. Real good channel. Check him out. Real good channel. Nice guy as well. Nice guy. Big up to Mad Chad. I'm old enough to remember the 80s. What a difference in the sport to what it is now. Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt, crazy. No doubt. I don't think Tyson Fury's I don't think Tyson Fury's necessarily scared of anybody, but I do think he's fearful of losing that O. Like, I don't think he's scared of Joshua, but I do think he realizes Joshua's a bigger threat than he's letting on. I do. Campbell looked like a pack-a-day smoker. Yeah, his gas tank wasn't great, was it, in that 4-rounder? I agree, LT. Yeah, Campbell Hatton should not be on pay-per-view shows. Put him on YouTube or Facebook. Yeah, like the deep undercard. I agree. I agree. Morales, Barrera, and Marquez. Rank them in order of who had better careers and resumes. That's a hard one, you know. That's a hard one. I think Morales is number one, Carlos. I think Morales is number one, if I'm being honest. And after that, I'm going to go Morales, Barrera, Marquez. I'm going to go, yeah, Morales, Barrera, Marquez in that order. Not a fan of Campbell Hatton. Never trusted a guy with 2 surnames. Yeah, Nordic's got a good channel, Stephen. He's got a very good channel. Very good channel. Oh, yeah, apology. The next generation is doomed, bro. 100%, 100%. As long as you take care of yourself or on the path to is all that matters. Exactly, bro. Listen, none of us are perfect. We all get it wrong. We all have our bad days, but ultimately it's like you say, as long as you take care of yourself and or on the path to. Yeah, exactly. Because if you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of other people? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I see it. I can't be disclosing that, Dell. I've got enough to get by. Yeah, the next generation of men are going to be a bunch of Julio Cesar Chavez Juniors dressing up as women and wearing high heels. Yeah, this stream could get taken down. You're not allowed to be a stereotypical man these days. 100%. 100%. All you've got is your word and your balls. Yep. Basically. If you pull big girls like Dell, you've got to have double the strength to hold them up. But some real shit. I get what you're saying, bro. Oh, dear. No worries, Mad Chad, man. Big yourself up, man. Big yourself up. Something doesn't sit right with people who are out of their personal shit, that specifically. There is a level of attention seeking or sympathy. Yeah. A lot of people get off on that as well, Stephen. A lot of people get off on it. It gives them some sort of dopamine rush. You see how people, like grown men on social media, like when I used to use like Facebook personally, like grown ass men my age were like writing big ass paragraphs about their problems and what they're going through. I mean, I could never do that. I could never do that. I'd feel like a piece of shit, if I'm being honest. I'd feel like a piece of shit. I could never do that. I feel like I'm giving up a part of myself if I've done something like that. Like, when have you guys heard me on these streams talk about like my personal life and shit that I'm going through? I've never done it, and I never will do it. It's as simple as that. No matter how bad things get, I'll always sound the same. I knew a guy whose mate went on Jeremy Kyle. He was a recovering alkie, and they gave him a free minibar. Yeah, I can imagine, Nordic. I can totally imagine. Knockout Opinion. I always listen to these streams. I rarely get them live. One of the best boxing YouTubers around. Keep it up, mate. Thank you very much, Knockout Opinion. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated, bro. It's good that, yeah, some people like the content, man. It's good. Definitely makes it worth it. Definitely makes it worth it. But yeah, big up to yourself. Yeah, computer game channels are making Ferrari money. Yeah, some gaming channels make a lot of money. A lot of money. See, that would have been my dream job at like 16 years old, like playing video games and getting fucking paid. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Do you think McCall had a lot of problems, was always crying and had about 18 kids? To be fair to Oliver McCall, if I had 18 kids, I'd be crying too. To be fair, I'd be crying too. But yeah, that guy was definitely genuinely mentally unstable. Oliver McCall was, yeah. And he was a drug user as well. Oliver McCall. He was a drug user. So that never helped either. I think this is what the kids call toxic masculinity, yeah. Something like that, bro. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. But listen, man, I've been this way my whole life, and I'm not a millionaire or anything like that, but I've got a roof over my head. I can look after myself. I do okay, I guess, you know. I get by okay. Have some good times, have some laughs. I've got the best friend circle in the world. So, listen, I'm doing something right. So, it's not all bad, man. Got to look at the positives. Look at the things you do have. I know it's cliche, but it could always be a lot worse. Yeah, I hate Facebook, the most toxic thing ever. Yeah, I got rid of Facebook years ago at this point. Years and years ago. And even Twitter, yeah, I only use Twitter for boxing, but even that gets on my nerves at times, Twitter. Oh, I've lost my fucking cursor. There we go. I might start doing vlogs about my personal problems and issues. Loads of tears. Yeah, you'll get loads of subs, Nordic. You'll get loads of subs. It's not complicated. Feminine thinking makes mountains out of molehills. Complexity is built on simple fundamentals. Got to get your hands dirty. Without grasping simple things, you are a mental, emotional wreck. Extremely well put, Truth Sons. Extremely well put. It's extremely well put. My dream job would have been to be a video game journalist back in the day when that was possible. Can't be done now. Far too corporate and connected. 100%. Yeah, you got to be a certain type of person, Nordic, to get in that profession, and you would not be one of them. Put it that way. Yes, big up to Unrivaled. He says, "Fellas, it's been such a hard day for me. I can't find my iron brew." That's Nordic's like plea video, like help me video. Yeah, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, video game journalism was a great job, yeah. Anybody going through any problems, just have a good time with Callus Howland and you'll be fine. Facts. But you've got to be a functioning drug addict. Callus Howland he's got the balance down correctly. He'll get high in the weekends, but in the week he'll start working, you know, keep himself in shape. Yeah, God bless Nordic indeed. I lose my eye. Sorry, I lose my eyebrow and have a full blown mental breakdown Onision style. Yo, that guy is a fucking creep, you know, Onision. What a degenerate he is. Is he still on YouTube, that cunt? Onision. Because he was a fucking weirdo. Absolute fucking weirdo. What a fucking clown he was. Ah, my favourite fucking Texan. My favourite Texan, John Gonzalez. Look at John Gonzalez flying in here, man. Big up to John. Hopefully you're well, bro. Hopefully you're keeping well. Hopefully you've done nothing that I wouldn't do out there in Texas. But yeah, big up to John Gonzalez, man. Yeah, 18 subs, a football team with subs. Yep. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention any other channels. I'll let these guys do their things. I had my little say at the start of this stream on you know what, but apart from that, it's all Gucci for me, man. These guys can do what they want. It's all Gucci. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Jim Jones. You will do. Yeah, they want to eliminate the physical, a man's strength. So if you're a couch-dwelling virtual screen wanker, you won't be in touch with real man strength. It's all very good. It's a very good point. It's a very good point. Yeah. I mean, look at what they're teaching kids these days, in particular boys. Like no play fighting, you know, none of this shit. You know, you can't. It's not okay to be a boy. Like, have you noticed, like, boys to be boys now, like, boys will be boys, that saying. Like, that was a common saying when I was growing up, even when I was growing up. But now, there's a whole new connotation to that saying from these, like, Marxist goons. And look at boys now, like, boys, from when I was, like, 9 years old to, like, 15, 16, we was going out doing all sorts of dumb shit. You know, pretending to wrestle, being fucking UFC fighters, you know, having little scraps in the park for no reason, doing a whole bunch of dumb shit, man, getting up to trouble. But it's you know, it's just great memories, man. It's almost like character building, I guess, in a sense. Like you put yourself in harm's way, you might get hurt now and again, but you go back to your parents' house, you make up some lie what happened, why you got a black eye or some shit, and that's how it goes, man. And you brush yourself down for the next day, you do some more dumb shit. That's what I was like when I was a kid. And my generation really were the last generation to go outside and actually fucking play. More than likely, I'd say so anyway. Okay, so Anisian got booted. Okay, good job and all. Good job. That guy was a creep. Anybody has any problems, go watch Official Boxing Scorecards live stream. All your problems will drift away. Works for me. He was he was under investigation for child pornography and grooming. Chris Hansen showed up at his door. Are you serious? That's jokes. I might need to watch that on YouTube, Nordic. What do you think of Sebastian Fundora? Yeah, man, he's a big lump for 154. Was he 6'6"? That's crazy. But for a guy of that size, you know what? He's got decent coordination. He moves quite well for a guy of that size. So he's going to be a hard guy to beat. He does the basics well. He hits relatively hard. He'll be a hard guy to beat. Yeah, remember that Gillette advert? Exactly. Yeah, me and my brother used to fight and scrap all the time. Nowadays, that would be considered toxic masculinity, yeah. Low-test males are easier to control and conquer. It starts from nursery school teaching kids that men can give birth, and also kids are going to be mental in the coming years, yeah. 1994, Jim Jones, 1994. Yeah, that's the only time my dad fucking hit me, you know. That's the only time. When I brought the police back to my door, that's the only time I got hit as a kid. And that was when I was 16, I think it was. I think I was 16. But yeah. I'll give that a watch, Nordic. I'll give that a watch. I like that sort of content, man. It makes me laugh. Because there was a speaking of like pedos, there was a what was it? So there was a pedo bust near me, in a town near me, and the guy who got caught was basically he was in the same business that we were, car leasing, and he was a rival car leaser kind of thing. He owned a company, and yeah, everybody was made up when he got caught, you know, because obviously that was competition. That's hilarious, and it was just down the road from me as well, just down the road from me, so that was hilarious. Do you mean who? Yeah, sorry. Do you mean who I think will win that fight? I think I'm leaning towards Charlo. Yeah, I think he's got better since then, Jim Jones. I thought he looked pretty good in his last fight against Nathaniel Gallimore. I thought he looked pretty good. I thought he looked pretty good. Yeah, if you could smash the like, lads, be much appreciated. Be much appreciated. Yeah, he'll definitely move up crazy. He'll move up to middleweight, super middleweight, maybe like heavyweight as well. I got arrested at 16 for defending myself against my stepdad. He accused me of assaulting him, unprovoked, laugh out loud. Hopefully it worked out okay, Nordic. Hopefully it worked out okay. See, I was lucky I never got arrested. When I was doing some dumb shit, like when I was 17 to 19, I was doing some real dumb shit. And I was kind of lucky never to get arrested, but I never hung around that sort of crowd for too long. I just saw through it, really. I saw through it, which is good. I never had to learn the hard way like a lot of kids do these days. Never had to learn the hard way. But again, I can't really say I regret anything I've done in those years anyway. Yeah, that was brutal, man. The Chris Weidman injury. Yeah, he snapped his leg, man. It's crazy because he did the exact same. Well, the exact same thing happened to Anderson Silva against him when his leg snapped, and a few years later, the same thing happens to Chris Weidman. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Yeah, knockdown ginger, climbing trees and scaffolding in my day. Yep. Still not got no internet, Nordic. Yeah, take care, though, bro, man. Thank you for dropping by. They are too soft on pedos in the UK. It should be a mandatory life sentence, and when I say life, I mean life. I don't mean 15 years. Like life in the UK is what, 15 years? That's not life at all. These guys should be locked up forever. It's as simple as that. Should be locked up forever. And if I had my way, it'd be a lot harsher than that. It'd be a lot harsher. But there you go. I'm some fucking degenerate. Big up to Chase Athletics, man. Long time no see, bro. Long time no see. Hopefully you're well, Chase Athletics. Hopefully you've been keeping well. But it was actually the main reason I moved to Glasgow myself. I would have ended up in jail otherwise, yeah. I done some real dumb shit when I was 17 to 19. It was that period of my life where I was doing dumb shit. Like before then, I wasn't a bad kid. Don't get me wrong, I got suspended a couple of times, but that was really it. To be honest, that was really it. Just done some dumb shit like every other kid does. But 17 to 19, I was doing some really silly stuff. And I had no excuse for it because I was raised the right way. Like my parents were poor as fuck, but they always made sure I had stuff on the table. And, you know, I always had a Christmas, I always had a birthday kind of thing. I had no reason to do what I did, but you know how it is when you're young. You just fall into the wrong crowd. You're easily persuaded and whatnot. And yeah, I just guess, you know, I've done some dumb shit for a couple of years. And I remember the day I stopped that was it's funny because it was literally the week of the Adrian Broner Paulie Malignaggi fight. That's the day I kind of got out of that sort of shit. I just made a choice to myself. I'm not going to do this anymore because my life will only head one way. And I knew it was wrong. I knew I was doing dumb shit and I had no reason to, but I was thinking of doing videos on that period of my life, but I don't want to give away too much, kind of thing. Yeah, we're quite lucky in the UK. Live in the US and you'll find it's hard to avoid getting arrested. Police state. Yeah, but the UK is getting bad as well, bro. The UK is getting bad. Felix Cash is going to be very hard to beat at domestic level, though he'll step up to European level soon. Yeah, he will. Yeah, I think he'll fight for the European title next, Nathan. I think he'll fight for the European title next. Joe Jackson, he says, big up Del Boy. Always look forward to all of your content. Thank you, bro, man. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, for sure, bro. For something like that, the penalty is appropriate. I agree. There's no rehabilitating these sort of people. There's no rehabilitating them. There's always one, Gerard. There's always one. It's a very good question. If Chisora beats Parker, what next for Chisora? What's next for Chisora? I mean, listen, man. If Chisora beats Parker, why not Andy Ruiz? Why not Deontay Wilder? Adam Kalnacki? A Hellenius rematch? There's a lot of fights. There's a lot of fights I'd like to see Chisora in if he beats Parker. There's a lot of fights I'd like to see him in. But I think he'll lose, to be honest, Ian. I think he'll lose. I think Parker beats him on points. Yeah, UK police are the worst, most bent force around. Totally agree. Totally agree. Do you know what I love watching? I love watching these videos, these police audit videos where guys go around filming them and basically, you know, not low-key trolling them while staying within the law. It's kind of hilarious to me. I thought Cash would have too much for Bentley, but I didn't think it would be so easy. He looked levels above, and he's a huge guy for the weight, technically sound, and can crack. Yeah, he can. He can definitely punch Felix Cash. Chisora's a journeyman. Basically, he is. Yeah, he's a high-level gatekeeper. That's what Chisora is. He's a high-level gatekeeper. I wouldn't call him a bum though. I think he's decent enough. If you like, he's one of those guys where if you're not good enough, then he can expose you, kind of thing. But he's never going to be a top 10 contender or anything like that. But he's okay. He's okay. Yeah, Ortiz Chisora, I'd watch it. Yeah, what the fuck's Buddy McGirt going to do for Chisora? Exactly. It's a weird partnership, isn't it? Chisora and Buddy McGirt. It's a weird partnership. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. Yeah, good fight, man. We was talking about this earlier, Joe. Real good fight, man. I think stylistically, that's going to be a bit of a war. Both guys like to hold their feet and trade. Liam's more. I think Liam's better on the inside. Corbanov's better at mid-range with his hooks. I think Liam Smith might overwhelm him. You know, I think it's going to be a war, but I'd lean towards Liam Smith. It's a good fight, though. It's a very good fight. It's a very good fight. Real good fight. I like that fight a lot. 1 second, guys. One second. Now, I think, Chisora AJ would be fun. I still think style-wise, Chisora could win that. I don't know, the 90s, man. I think Chisora gets knocked out quite quick, to be honest. Yeah, after that defeat, Jared, it's a long way back for Bentley, but he's still young enough. He can come back at domestic level. He can still come back at domestic level. There's no doubt. No doubt about it. 1 second. I want to show you guys something. By the way, Michael Van Gerwen, I see you in the chat. Big up to you, man. Yeah, I've not forgotten about the artwork. I want to show it on stream, but I need to find a way to basically format the file so it can actually upload to StreamYard. But I've not forgotten about you, bro. Yeah, Michael Van Gerwen actually made me some channel art, you know, just off his own back. So I want to show that on. I want to show that on stream for you guys to see. But big up to Michael Van Gerwen. I'll find a way to do it, bro. Don't worry about it. I'll find a way to do it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The high-level gatekeeper. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, listen, bro. I know what you're saying, Max. Like with this fight, it's a hard one though because on paper, yeah, Parker should win. And by the way, I'm picking Parker on points, but he's hard to predict because on paper he's got all the attributes. He's slightly taller. He's got better technique. He's a better boxer. He's got quicker hands, quicker feet. He's got a better chin. I would actually say maybe he punches harder when he sets down on his punches. I think Joseph Parker is pretty much better in 90% of the areas, but it's his mental game that kind of lets him down. He shits the bed far too often, and I don't think he's got that fighter's mentality, and that's always going to let him down. So that's why I'm kind of second guessing myself in regards to this fight. But if Parker's up for it, he should win this fight. He should win it on points. He should win it on points, Max. But I just can't count on Parker's mentality. I really can't. No, I've not seen it, Michael Van Gerwen. I'm not a big movie guy these days. I'm not a big movie guy these days. Chisora's too big, bro. I'd love to say Beterbiev, but Chisora's too big. Yeah, listen, bro. If you said in the UK, even after the second Tyson Fury fight, if you said 7 years later, this guy would be headlining multiple pay-per-views, people would have laughed at you. But that goes to show how diluted the product's become in the UK. The fact that Chisora is now headlining his third pay-per-view, 10 losses, never won a world title, none of his fights on pay-per-view he's won, yet for the third time in a row he's on pay-per-view. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, Max, but there you go. It is what it is. Yeah, I think Chisora's got too much for Arreola these days. Yo, you missed it, Jim Jones, man. I done a face reveal on Unrivaled's channel on his charity stream the other day. I did a face reveal on this channel for like a couple of hours. But I might do another one on this channel because a lot of you guys ain't seen me, so I will do one at some point. I will do one at some point. But yeah, basically, I've been compared to Lee Selby, Thomas Shelby out of Peaky Blinders. Who else have I been compared to? Some cunt called me the English Ryan Garcia. That was Mark. I don't see that whatsoever. Who else? Yeah, I've had loads of weird fucking comparisons, man. Got loads of fucking weird comparisons. I don't think it's that, Michael. I think it's the file type. I don't know though. I'll have a look at it. I think I can sort it. I think I can sort it. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know. The unmasking of Dell. Now, Unrivaled looks like Tyson Fury a little bit to me. But yeah, I think BG London saw me. Del Boy looks American. His teeth are too good to be British. This is another weird one. You look like a combination of Mr. Beast and Harry Kane. I see Mr. Beast a bit. I can see Mr. Beast a bit, but not Harry Kane. That's Harry Kane, man. That's jokes. I can kind of see the Lee Selby comparison a little bit. When Lee Selby fought Kambosos, that sort of hairstyle, I kind of got that going on right now, the fade. But yeah, I'm a better looking version of Lee Selby. That's what I'll take. Oh my god. Now I'll do one at some point, Jim Jones. I'll do one at some point. Because I'm on my PC now, so I've got no webcam. And yeah, the reason I wasn't doing it is I just value my privacy, kind of thing. That's the only reason, really. I'm just like I'm a normal looking bloke. Well, I guess so. Anyway, I guess so. Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping Parker doesn't make it a 1-2 grab fest. Yeah, hope so. Hope so. I've got no idea, Haydar. Apparently it was, but I've heard nothing. I've heard absolutely nothing. Kid Galahad said it was, but we're getting very close now. So, only fans for Fatbird, you cheeky cunt. Yeah, keep your privacy, especially in this day and age. Christopher Diaz showed great heart and toughness against Navarrete. Entertaining fight. I thought Adano Ortiz was really good as well. I've not seen any of those fights, Nathan, on that card, apart from Berlanga against Demons Nicholson. That's the only fight I've seen on that card. So I need to go back and watch those fights. I need to go back and watch them. But yeah, Berlanga got the fight he needed right now in that fight. He got some rounds. He got some rounds. Let's have a look. I'll check now. Michael Van Gerwen. No, I still can't do it. I'll find a way to do it, Michael. It's when I save it, it goes into a weird file format. I'll need to look at it. It goes into like some weird ass file format. I saved it as a JPEG as well, but I'll have to have a look at it. I might try and do it on my phone next time I stream, and that might work actually. But yeah, I'll find a way to do it, bro. I've not forgotten about it. I've not forgotten about it. Who do you like to see Edgar Berlanga fight next? Well, they're talking about Jesse Hart. I think that would be a very good test for him, to be honest. Someone like Jesse Hart, Gabriel Rosado, you know, these sort of guys. The fat girl jokes keep on coming. You really got a thing for him, Del. It's become a meme on my channel, the whole fat girl thing. Yeah, I think he's a good fighter, Haydar. I do rate Jojo Diaz. He's a good fighter. Do you think that Mick Conlon is the next Carl Frampton? No, I think Mick Conlon is... He'll get beaten when he steps up. He'll get beat when he steps up. Michael Conlon. He'll get beat comfortably. Big up to Marcy D in the house. Salute to Marcy. Yeah, I think so. I think so, Haydar. I think Josh Kelly should move up and then and try and fight the likes of Cheeseman, Fowler, Fitzgerald. I think there could be some good fights for him there. I'm not convinced he wins any of them, but there's a couple of paydays there. But yeah, he's too big for welterweight. A nice one, Michael, man. I'll let you know, bro. I just don't like taking your work, man, without giving you something, kind of thing. But I genuinely really appreciate the offer. Big up to you, Del. You handle these solo streams brilliantly, interact with the chat, and it's not easy to do on your own. Yeah, I was terrible when I started. I was absolutely awful. I still fall behind now, but yeah, I'm slightly better at it. I'm slightly better. Conlon is dog shit. I don't rate him. I don't rate him. I think Michael's better than Jamie. Yeah, Jamie had a glass body, no defense, not a great chin either. Michael's definitely better than Jamie, but he just has one of those sort of stereotypical amateur styles in the pro game. I think he'll get worked when he fights somebody decent. He'll get worked out and beat easy. How many times can they run Michael Conlon out dressed like Leprechaun on St. Patrick's Day? They'll keep on rinsing it, bro. The Irish fans love it, man. So big up to those guys. But yeah, that's his thing, man. They'll keep on rinsing that out until the cows come home. Oh yeah, Jamie was entertaining. Jamie was very entertaining. That's much appreciated, Michael, man. It's much appreciated. That's crazy, man. That took me aback when you sent those images, bro. It really did. It's really appreciated, man. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Michael's a better boxer, but Jamie's better to watch. Yeah. That's fair enough, man. That's fair enough. And yeah, guys, if you could smash the like, man, it'd be much appreciated. It'd be much appreciated. I think that's what we're all hoping in the UK. Sonny Edwards gets beat. Well, most people are, from what I've spoken to. A lot of people can't stand Sonny Edwards out here. They really can't. The best heavyweight to come from Wales, Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. Damn. Christ. I couldn't tell you, Mr. Relax. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. They're not exactly known for their heavyweights. Yeah, Jamie had a few close fights before he fought Ancajas and he got hammered, then retired. No shame in losing to Ancajas, though. Yeah, he got dropped like fucking 6 times in that fight, if I remember correctly. Like all body shots as well. He got fucked up in that fight. Yeah, Joe Joyce's dad is Irish. Would that count? You can claim him. Who's better, Charlie or Sonny? You got to say Charlie. Charlie won a world title at least. Charlie won a world title. And against a good guy in Christopher Rosales. Rosales wasn't a bad fighter. He's a decent fighter, Rosales. Yeah, Martin Rogan was decent. Gary Cornish, fuck me. I've had a couple of back and forths with Sonny Edwards on Twitter. To be fair, he's quite sharp. Yeah, he is. He's a bit of a gobshite, isn't he, Sonny Edwards? He's a bit of a gobshite. One thing I will say, though, actually, about Sonny Edwards, a compliment. I heard him on BT Sports like a few weeks ago. And surprisingly, a very good analyst. Actually quite good. So was Lyndon Arthur as well. I thought those guys did a good job on the pundit's desk. I thought they did a good job, man. Yeah, Sonny Edwards, the beaver teeth one with pigtails. Yeah, that's the one. Got no idea, Nathan. No idea. Yeah, John L. Sullivan, of course, man. Of course. The best brother duo after the Klitschko's. Fucking hell. I think the Charlo brothers might have something to say about that. Gary Cornish, he retired, I believe it was something on his brain scan or some health issue. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain. Oh, yeah, Dorian Darch, Gerard. He's a good sport, man. I like Dorian Darch. He fought in bare knuckle the other week, didn't he, Dorian Darch? He fought in bare knuckle. Yeah, Sonny is a good technical boxer, yeah, but yeah, not the best to watch. That's fair enough. Do you think American boxers have dominated the game for so long because boxing was more popular back then or because they are better athletes overall? I think it's, because boxing was popular back then. That's one big thing. A lot more guys were in the gyms back then. There was a lot more gyms as well. So the conveyor belt was a lot larger back in the day. And really, that's the main thing, in my opinion. That's why America was so dominant back then. But also, you got to consider a lot of countries back then, like Cuba, like Eastern Europe, a lot of these countries were not allowed to go pro. A lot of these fighters weren't allowed to go pro. So there was a big generation of talent that never turned pro in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 60s, etc. And you got to take that into account, kind of thing. Christ, Simon Coulthard. Venus and Serena Williams, best brothers in sport. Fucking hell. Big up Del Boy La, my best British greeting. Big up to Levi Khan, man. Out of NYC. Yeah, especially back in the day with boxing. Yeah, more boxing gyms, better sports facilities, sports culture, wider talent pool. Yeah. Anyway, lads, I'm going to wrap this one up. We've been live now for 2 hours, that's quite long for me, to be honest. Anything over an hour and a half, you've done well. But I'm going to wrap this one up. If you could smash the like, obviously that would be much appreciated. Always helps us out. But yeah, man. I mean, apart from that, guys, have a good one. Have a good week. I'll try and get on one more time this week with a live stream, but I can't promise too much, man. You guys know me. But yeah, big up to you guys. Thank you for the support. Beanie Guy Del Boy. Peace.